back. Welcome back to the For Against podcast here on Nick Hall Comedy. I'm Nick Hall, joined as always by
Josh Griffey.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and review. If you're on YouTube, jam those like buttons. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk for or against about. We'll probably do it. And if you want some sweet gear, go to CoachKentMurphy.com/shop. We're going to have new videos up soon.
Very excited.
Yeah, we got a guy. We got a guy now.
We have a guy
with an indoor facility.
It's a different kind of guys than we used to have in our 20s. Yeah, we got a guy.
Yeah, we're gonna go get some cage bombs and shit. So be on the lookout here in the next week or two. We'll have some stuff for you. Winters are tough, man, because Indiana winters suck.
Yeah, just absolute garbage. But not even like beautiful snow winters.
Yeah.
Just like freezing cold mud weather.
Just miserable depression.
Dead sticks everywhere.
It's really great. It's really great.
But it's all right, man. It's a good day, man.
Yeah.
It's a good day. Seeing a newly revived American tradition, Chris Gaines. My Twitter timeline being 100 jokes of Chris Gaines. I was like, this is the best thing that's happened in my life.
I love a good Chris Gaines joke. If anybody doesn't know who Chris Gaines is, by the way.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks played a song today at the inauguration.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people forget about Garth Brooks is late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there, he decided to come out with an album under the name Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
As like an alt rocker with like the fucking swoop bang haircut and a soul patch.
Yeah. He essentially just...
And it was awful.
He was cosplaying the fattest member of Good Charlotte.
Like he went on... Yeah, he was. He went on like SNL and he hosted as Garth Brooks, but he was the musical guest Chris Gaines. So he was like...
It was like a real Superman, the soul patch and swoopy.
Well, that's what made me mad was because like the soul patch wasn't even real because he did a costume. He did a costume change and like came out as Chris Gaines. All of a sudden he had a soul patch. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, like the least amount of facial hair you could contribute to. I don't know, man.
At least with Kent Murphy, I grow my own mustache.
Yeah, I have facial hair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not movie magic, that mustache. No, I fucking despise country music and people who are really into country music.
Golden against.
But if you're our age, Garth Brooks is so fucking ingrained.
Oh yeah, I love Garth Brooks.
In like that era of my childhood, like I could not go a day without hearing multiple Garth Brooks songs. And he was just kind of like, I remember he had a concert like VHS pack that came out at Walmart. And, like, I watched with my parents, and I was like, just look at that fat guy dressed like my dad, but, like, running, and he, like, ran upstairs to, like, a catwalk, and I was like, I just like Garth Brooks, even though he's a country guy.
A lot of you know why I like Garth Brooks? I blame it all on my roots.
Throwback.
Yeah.
And the thunder and
I
laughter
showed
rolled.
up in boots.
I think if I heard Garth Brooks for the first time today, he would be like Public Enemy #1.
I still love it.
Garth Brooks.
I'll bang it at the bar every now and
when
then.
they played it in Indiana bar, it is like number
lit.
2 to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Like Indiana whites go nuts for that.
Yeah, it gets lit.
But yeah, Chris Gaines, good on you, man.
Yeah,
Weird
good for
shit.
Chris Gaines. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him.
Before we get going, man, unless this is your first one, what do you think about Harden and the Nets?
Well, this is kind of my first one.
Okay, I'm excited.
So let's get into it.
I've been real excited about the NBA season so far.
So let's just get into it. Here we go. Harden and the Nets. By the way, my Pacers got Karis LeVert, and I'm like super fucking pumped about that.
Yikes.
Suck a dick! Bye, Oladipo. See ya.
Oh, no, Indiana. Great.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's like, I just want to go be the masked superstar.
He's trying to be Paul George Jr., man. He can get the fuck out. And once again...
Is Karis okay, though?
They found a mass on his kidney.
Yikes.
Yeah,
that was scary.
I think they're doing like some kind of surgery, but from what I read, they're like, it might have been like crazy that they traded him at that time and he had to go get a physical because otherwise
might have like really worked out.
Well, they just might not have found it. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. That was scary. I think Karis LeVert is a baller, too.
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
bad.
He's bad.
Good.
And he went to Michigan.
I actually, when they made that trade, I told you I got wrecked this weekend in gambling because I kind of pussed out and just took like favorites and this and that, and it didn't work out super well for me. But I did throw $25 on the longest odds, which is the Pacers to be Eastern Conference champs.
Oh, baby.
It's a long shot.
Yeah.
But I was like, I think they could do it.
If they get healthy, they could.
I think they could.
Brogdon's a baller.
Yeah.
Sabonis is a baller.
Awesome.
Turner is just blocking everything that comes to the
He's
fucking
mad.
rim.
He's like, I want a new team.
Yeah, but Doug McDermott is playing out of his fucking mind this
Dougie
year.
M.
Dougie Buckets, baby. Yeah. Anyway, enough about my Pacers. I love them. We're not going to win the East, though. So, like,
every team is
I hope we
massively
do.
flawed.
I hope we do.
Every team is massively flawed.
I know.
You could have a Miami Heat, the second greatest
Nets-
team ever to conquer an NBA championship.
The Nets are going to
according
be the
LeBron.
worst team in the history in about 3 years because they don't have
Oh,
any
yeah.
draft picks
No.
for the foreseeable future. And as soon as all these guys are like done with their little 2-3 year run, like they're
Yeah.
just gonna field like they're just gonna be picking off G League teams.
Oh, if I told you over under, right? One NBA Finals championship appearance
Yeah,
for the Nets in the next 4 years, would you be more likely to go over or under?
if it were 1.5, I'd say under.
1.5 for sure.
I think they'll get one.
Because everyone thinks they're going this year. I don't fucking think so. And
They
the
could.
thought that all three of these guys will be on the team when it's playoff time,
Yeah,
I find, not that they won't be there, but Kyrie might be like, oh, dude, a dog got ran over in Europe. I got to sit out for a week. Like, who fucking knows? That guy's a madman.
Charles Barkley, he said he was like, Kevin Durant went from the Splash Brothers to the Dribble Brothers. I fucking love Barkley.
I didn't realize. I think Kyrie Irving is number 6 all time in usage rate. I read today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So one of those stupid ass stats that doesn't really mean anything.
Well, because it was weird. Cause like DeMarcus Cousins was number 5 all time. I
Yeah,
was like,
so then it's a
what?
stupid stat.
Yeah.
If DeMarcus Cousins is number 5 at anything in the NBA,
Also, I'm like, what is he using? Like his ass to like warm benches? Like, what are we talking about here? He never plays. But I don't think this was a well thought out stratagem.
so here's the for or against on this. For or against super teams.
Super 4. 1,000% 4.
Golden against.
Come on.
No.
Okay, so I will say this too. The great NBA thing that I've loved this season is I have been watching the Warriors religiously.
Yeah.
And it is so much fun to have Steph back. It's so awesome that the league has absolute dumbasses like Minnesota that didn't draft Wiseman.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking fool's mistake that was. And it's just, my favorite team that I've watched, I mean, they're one of my favorite teams ever, right? Is that Golden State team. I love them when they loaded up. I love,
But
Shaq
they won
and Kobe
before
when
they loaded up. They won
I know,
with
but
homegrown talent.
I mean, you could argue they had 2 of the top 10 players already. So, like, that's good.
Yeah, but they made
Then
that.
with Durant though, it's just like that's the highest level. Like
Durant
beautiful
was the
basketball I've
biggest
ever
pussy
seen.
move in the history of pussy moves, and I love Kevin Durant.
Sure,
Like,
I love Kevin Durant.
He's
too,
one of the
yeah.
best players I've ever seen play. The dude is
Yeah.
a maniac.
Yeah,
But that was one of the biggest pussy moves. He goes and loses to him in the Western Finals. He's like, "I'll just join him." I mean, what a bitch!
the nonsense.
That's
that people,
such a bitch move.
The nonsense that people said about him in OKC. He doesn't have it. It's blah, blah, blah. You're like,
Nobody said that about him.
Dude, they were fucking slaughtering him. If you're the man, you can't lose. You can't lose all those games in a row to go. They talk so much shit.
Yeah, 'cause
like
they
it
were
was
up 3-1,
Kevin
right?
Durant's fucking fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could have, but you're like, I mean, come on, dude. The shit they talked about that guy. I just said the same thing. When he went to Golden State, what he did was just, everyone talks shit now like, well, he wanted free championships. All right, we don't make fun of LeBron for that. Like, maybe a little bit, but not to the point of Kevin Durant. What he did was he went and he said, every game on this best team that maybe has ever been formed, I was the best player. Every NBA Finals, I'm the fucking best player. So fuck all of you.
No.
It became undeniable after watching that. You're like, he's the best.
What he did was say that I don't have the fucking will to work hard enough to beat these guys on my own. so I'm just gonna go ride their coattails and get a fucking championship.
What? Kevin Durant.
They'd already won a championship.
Kevin Durant was already carrying a whole franchise on that petite shoulder and skinny leg frame. Like, how about Russell Westbrook? Like, hey, sweet jumping and squat ability. How about you use that to, not suck?
Well,
Russell Westbrook is one of the most overrated players I've ever seen in my life. And don't get me wrong.
He's a stat hound.
I also love Russell Westbrook. I like the way he plays the game.
Yeah.
He's just wildly inefficient and not nearly as good as anyone thinks he is.
And he's really good at turning the ball over.
So good at that.
Good at
So good at fake mean mug fights. And it's just...
Hold me back.
The fact that people would always bring that back to Durant, 'cause he was the best player on those teams. I just thought it was crazy. I would have left that fucking situation too.
See, I like my Dame Lillards of the world.
Sure.
That just fucking dominate, and they just keep trying to find ways to get better, and they go to beat people.
So Dame Lillard just beat people?
No, that's what he's doing. That's what he's working for.
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
He's using he has some fucking fortitude, some testicular fortitude, and a fucking will and a work ethic, and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to go join some super team. I'm just going to get better, and I'm going to beat these fucking guys. I like that attitude.
Sure.
I like it.
I mean, there are tops and there are bottoms. Both have values. The thing is...
Dame is definitely a top.
I mean, his playoff record is going to be a bottom.
Well...
let's not be coy. He has a better chance of going quadruple platinum for rapping than winning an NBA championship in Portland.
Nah.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, I think they're going to do it.
This team as constituted... We'll never.
They're going to beat the Lakers this year.
I mean, first off, this is the.
Although I think McCollum just got hurt. I think he broke his foot.
Yeah, I mean,
if
one of those guys isn't 100%,
Nurkic is out too. They're fucked.
Yeah, and he hasn't even been that great since. But this is, I mean, so now you're like, Carmelo, it's your time.
Melo!
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I watched the NBA Finals last year, and I'm like, is it great that Miami, just snuck in the weirdest playoff season ever, and we had a 5 seed that got hot for 2 weeks, gifting LeBron a championship?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think that was great.
Yeah.
Did I like
that was the second hardest championship of all time.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
According to
my
LeBron.
One, the greatest team of all time with an injury. Or no, not even the greatest. That was before Durant.
Yeah.
Draymond punched him in the dick that season. Maybe that's why it was hard to win the championship. LeBron's I had Draymond Green knuckles in each of my testicles.
Well, there's always that Stephen A. Smith take where he was like, if you could look with your own 2 eyes and say that Carmelo Anthony is not a top 5 player of all time, I can't do nothing for you. And
wait, did he actually say that?
100%. And I said top five players in Denver?
Yeah, he's
ever?
Been top 5 on his team for many years.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He might have been the top 5 player to ever play at Denver. Behind Alex English.
I don't think there was ever a time in his career he was even a top 5 player in the NBA that season.
No.
His entire
No.
Maybe once if you're just it's number 5, he scored some buckets.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No.
No, but I don't know. Why do you hate a super team? Why do you not want to see something done
I just
at the
think
best level?
I think it's the pussy way out. I think it's
are you against free agency?
I think it's people gaming the system and gaming the fucking salary cap because they're always going to this luxury tax and they skirt the fucking system to put these teams together just to fucking, and it kills the parity in the league. Then there's only 3 teams that can ever compete in the NBA.
I mean, I feel like that's been that way
that's just
forever.
It's annoying.
Right, but do you care about does it bother you in baseball where there's no salary cap?
No, I love baseball with no salary cap. Then everybody can compete.
What's the difference?
Spend some money.
What's the difference? What are you talking about?
No.
So you're saying that if they took the salary cap out of the NBA, all of a sudden Minnesota could just win the championship?
Maybe. Yeah.
You have to get people to want to live in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Where baseball players aren't actually famous like basketball guys.
I think you should do away with free agency in basketball.
What?
No, I'm kidding. That's a terrible idea.
What I'd like.
That's an awful idea.
You know what though? I've had this thought experiment with other guys. Let's say you did that and you just go through and look at who people drafted and who'd still be on their team.
Yeah.
It's a pretty interesting thought experiment.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take away free agency, there's no way around this.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's no one wants to play in Charlotte.
Or just make it a hard cap.
Hayward. I mean, I agree with hard cap.
Because they're just running rampant.
Yeah.
They're running rampant.
The reason the Warriors got Durant is because that very offseason, they just put this huge increase in the salary cap. So you can be like, we can just take on Durant.
Well, the reason they got Durant was because he couldn't beat him, and so he bitched out and just joined him. That's what it was. He was like, I just go over there and get a freebie.
So
not have to really work for it. Yeah,
or
LeBron.
4-year vacation in
That's the
Miami.
only way LeBron has ever won is by fucking bitching out and fucking putting an all-star team together. LeBron's never won anything.
When he won that one in Cleveland, you got to give respect to that.
With Kyrie and Kevin Love?
I don't think Kevin Love constitutes
Come
a super
on.
team.
It's a big three. Get out of here.
I mean, Kevin Love was much bigger.
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on.
No,
What are you talking about?
I guess that's a big three.
And also, they didn't win it. They fucking got gifted that championship anyway.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, the refs like pretty much made sure that happened for them. Because they were getting murdered in that finals, and all of a sudden, like, they turned into fucking Seabiscuit against like the best team ever assembled.
But like,
I don't buy it for a second.
Who's the best team that you've ever seen that was just a naturally, organically formed non-super
The Spurs.
Team? Right, and the Spurs were boring.
They won 5 championships.
Basketball.
They won 50 games for like 20 years straight.
Were you ever in that entire span excited to be like, oh fuck, the Spurs
Hell yeah.
are on?
I love Tim
I'm
Duncan.
going to change my. What? That explains it all.
Manu Ginobili, man.
Tim Duncan is the fucking.
Ginobili fucking swatted a bat down with his bare hands at a game one time.
Yeah, that's cool. I can
That
watch
was
that on
dope.
Twitter. If Manu Ginobili had a Crocodile Hunter style show, I'd be there for that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. I like seeing people do it at the highest levels. I think.
I mean, I like watching people do it too. You know what I mean?
See, that's where I definitely like super
Yeah.
teams.
Oh yeah, I'm into that.
The big three.
I'll take a big three in
finds
that.
Grandma. Yeah, I'm clicking that. No.
Hi guys.
But that. I don't know. I don't see the. I guess it's a weird one too because it's just like, how do you escape it? Now will the Nets become
can't get
a
rid of
super
it.
team? No.
I'm not saying the NBA should like make. I don't even know if they should make rules to get rid of it. I'm just calling the players out. Like, stop being bitches. Fucking work hard, get better, fucking win. Stop running around, jumping from team to team every fucking year, because you're too big of a pussy to fucking win. Sometimes some people just need to be losers. Some people just need to be losers.
Yeah, well, like Damian Lillard is just going to be a loser.
He's not a loser, man.
Chris
He's
Paul's just a loser. Like,
well, Chris Paul.
If that's what you want to say about him, like, hey, you
that's
guys
my
are
favorite.
just losers
Like
now.
the Suns got Chris Paul. And they're like, does this automatically make them a contender? I'm like, has Chris Paul ever made anybody a contender? In 18 years,
he has anybody disappointment.
He got to the second round a couple of times with the super team Clippers that they put together. They couldn't even get
a super team either. DeAndre was not a super team.
And Blake Griffin and come on,
that's 2.
Get out of here.
DeAndre Jordan had one thing he could do, which was jump up and catch the ball for a dunk.
Yeah, that's true. He kind of sucked.
That's it. He wasn't that good.
Yeah. But either way, the fact that they couldn't get out of the second round.
The thought that all 3 of these guys with their usage rates and whatever the fuck's wrong with Kyrie's brain.
Yeah.
And whatever the fuck is wrong with James Harden's waistline and strip clubs.
Nothing.
Like, there's no way.
There's nothing wrong with a fat guy that goes to strip clubs and also has a wet jumper.
Well,
you know what I mean?
There's
nothing wrong with that.
As a fat guy who likes strip clubs and has a wet jumper, I'm super pro that. But I'm also not winning championships. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, I think the fact that everyone's like, done, game over, I think it's crazy. Like, I had the first time this last week where I was like, I think I agree with Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, God.
And I know I've always said on the show, if you agree with Stephen A., run the other way and rethink.
Golden against.
But when he said Kyrie should just retire from basketball because he clearly has no interest in being a basketball player and really moving the needle and winning, I was like, yeah, I think that's 100% correct.
Maybe. But
I think Kyrie.
Well, that's up to him.
He's
you know
such
what
a
I mean?
cancer at this point.
I don't know.
Just go start a fucking flat Earth blog or whatever.
Well, I'd read it just
Get in
for
the
the
YouTube
fun.
game.
I love conspiracies.
Yeah, if he wants to only be about socially conscious movements and shit, go do that.
I think that's awesome.
Just
yeah,
holding these teams hostages.
Yeah.
There's no fucking chance this is not going to implode and end badly.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of rooting for that, though. All right, so I'm against it. You're for it. What do you got?
I'm for. All right. So this week, child raper Karl Malone popped up out of the woodwork, right?
Yep.
I don't know why.
By the way, if you guys don't know, just Google it. Child raper Karl Malone.
Definitely used to have sex with 13-year-old
Yeah, definitely
girls.
is a chomo.
Yeah, he's
got her pregnant, has a kid by
Not
her.
only that, but he's just like an across the board piece of shit guy.
Yeah.
But like people lionize him because it's like, oh, look at him in his off seasons. He goes fishing and chops wood. He's like a real man. It's like,
cool.
Well, yeah.
He also fucking banged a 13-year-old when he was 20, got her pregnant, and denied the child. So
yeah.
And
like has never been a good dad.
What a guy!
Yeah. So child raper Karl Malone came out of the woodworks and just started dropping bombs. Right. He was mad at Zion. He's like, I can't believe Zion isn't playing 40 minutes a game. He needs to be more in shape, blah, blah, blah. Like, Karl Malone always has an opinion about younger kids.
Sure.
But the one that he said that was baffling to me, because I was like, I think that would be a fascinating way to spend a season. Because I heard this on a podcast a while back. I can't remember who said it. But they were like, they were shocked how much coaching in the NBA really matters. An NBA coach makes more decisions in 5-minute spans than an NCAA coach will make in a season.
What?
Exactly. And in my mind, I was like, is that like a resume thing?
That's
like, I
not,
don't agree with that
yeah.
at all. Now, if you watch Indiana basketball, Archie Miller apparently makes no decisions ever. So, like, that's one.
If you watch Michigan basketball, all the right decisions.
Yeah, it's hard. It sucks. But it's... So Karl Malone came out, and he essentially said, I don't understand why Patrick Ewing is not coaching the Knicks. And his theory essentially being that he thinks teams should look to the past.
Well,
who was the great player in your team's past?
Mm-hmm.
And let them coach the team.
Yeah.
And for a brief second, I pondered this, and I said, I think that would be fucking awesome. I think that would be fucking
It's like old-timey baseball,
awesome.
like in the 40s when like whoever their aging star was, they're like, you're the coach now and you can play a little too if you want to. Like, that was like every baseball team in like the 30s. Like, hey, Bill, you're like 40. Like, you're still on the team, but also coach them. You know what I mean?
I've been working on my curveball. All right, great.
This is fucking Jamie Moyer coaching every team.
Every 4 days you can go out and get shelled, put on the uniform stuff. But no, I think you're telling me you wouldn't be at least like a little interested to see like Rodman coaching this year's Pistons.
I would watch that all day.
That's what I'm saying.
I would watch it all day.
Charles Oakley takes over the Knicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then we've got some like the rivalries go deep at that point.
Yeah.
Deep. If you don't like super teams,
if you
and
want
you like that.
If you're into winning, this is a horrible idea.
Well, someone's still going to win.
If you're into sweet sideshows, I'm 100% for it.
I would love to see it because if I'm being 100% honest, I personally will always believe that coaching in the NBA matters less than every other sport. I've heard arguments that baseball's the least important coaching because it's just essentially you're just reading
that's just
computer
not true.
printouts.
That's asinine.
I'm just telling you what I read in the community.
Not if you're Dusty Baker. Just goes by gut.
I know Dusty Baker's just like, it's gut time, and he's always wrong. Right? Dusty Baker's like, I'm going to go set my fat gut on this laptop. And
Trust me, I've almost won a few times.
Yeah. I've been around. I've seen other teams win at my expense. I know how to make these gut moves. But I don't know. I think it'd be a cool thought experiment. If it goes bad, then the coaches can come back and be like, see how important we are? Double our salaries.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it'd be fascinating, man.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't be fascinating. I'm going to say that I'm against it in the realm of like, if you want to have a successful franchise, it's a really stupid philosophy to have. like really dumb. Like,
the genesis of the idea was Karl Malone, so I'm assuming it's dumb.
Yeah.
And or illegal. But think about it. Like, you're telling me you wouldn't be... Because then instead of like, the games where it's like, here's the two players that are facing off, and you're like, don't care about that. But if all of a sudden it was like, Dennis Rodman once body flipped this guy in the 90s, now they're coaching. Maybe they'll fist fight.
Dennis Rodman's like coaching like Kim Jong-un, sitting courtside at every
That's
game.
where he's got to go get his reps in. I've been coaching in North Korea for 2 months. I feel ready for the job. Hell, dude, I think that's awesome.
It'd be fun.
It
would be fun. And like, the Pistons never would have got their fucking championship in the 2000s because they would have had fucking whoever, like the antithesis of a Midas touch, Isaiah Thomas, coaching them, who has just ruined everything that he's ever touched.
Yeah,
he bankrupted the Canadian basketball, the whole league. He bankrupted the whole league when he was like commissioner of it. Destroyed the Knicks, destroyed the Pacers when he was here. And then,
don't you think maybe that was him?
But we would have avoided a horrible era with him, and the Pistons would have had it, and like Ben Wallace would have just been like fist fighting him on the sidelines.
That's his assistant coach. Every time someone does bad, it's like, Ben Wallace, beat the shit out of him on the bench, right? Like put the soap in the sock. Yeah. That'd be great. Maybe Isaiah
Latrell Sprewell coaching the Warriors. And then he has to choke himself out because he loves choking coaches.
It's just like, give me my PJ Carlesimo doll. Like one of those wrestling buddies from the 90s.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but this is what I'm saying. What if Isaiah only destroyed all those franchises and his reputation?
Now I want to go
and
through
his career for the Pistons.
Now I want to go through every team and decide who the best Legends coach would be.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think Larry Bird. He seems like he had a pretty good basketball
Bird was
mind.
a great coach.
That's what I mean.
Not a great fucking front office guy, but he was a great coach.
Because a lot of these guys already played. Like Riley was a player. Phil Jackson was a player. They just weren't good players.
Yeah.
But like, they say, oh, they were better than you think. Well, not really.
Well.
But, all right.
Yeah. Well, Phil Jackson's shoulders were just sat up too high. The guy looks like he's just constantly doing this. And just like shrugging.
It's from lifting all the bowls.
I guess. From all that yoga, the hot yoga.
Carrying the weight of all these championships. He's got that elongated.
Zen master.
Yeah.
Who would,
like the fun one is the Charlotte Hornets right now. You get Larry Johnson.
With Muggsy Bogues on the sideline. With him.
I don't even know if you need. Because I was saying he could also go like,
you gotta have
things
Muggsy.
got real bad. He comes into the locker room and berates the team as grandmama. Right? And then you get a little like, oh my God, this is some light touch.
If it's Larry Johnson, we have to have at least 3 games a year where it's grandmama.
Yeah.
Where he like Tyler Perry's in the front row just going, I love it. I love it.
I love this
What
team.
a great shtick.
Yeah. I mean, because Reggie would be the Pacers' biggest legend, right?
Yeah. But I don't necessarily want the biggest legend. Like if it were the Pacers,
you gotta go
but like if it were the
you
Pacers,
gotta go top 5 legend.
Yeah, but if I'm going I'm a lifelong Pacers fan.
Yeah.
If we're going I'm going Dale Davis because he kicks a little bit of ass. But he was like a black belt karate guy. But
he was a black belt in karate.
Oh yeah, dude. Like he was a bad motherfucker, dude.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? So just imagine the people we know.
I met him in Hawaii once. He was
do
awesome.
Karate, right?
Yeah.
It was like a lot of like white kids, this and that. Imagine going to a karate tournament and be like, other wealthy white children. And Dale Davis walks in. I'm taking heads. Boom!
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If we got like Charles Oakley.
That's too cool.
If we got Oakley for the Knicks, Dale, like.
Okay, so if we're talking about get the enforcers of the past, that's even better.
Not even necessarily enforcers, just like who you want in a fight.
But I say you're supposed to take like
or
the best
a good
players
sideshow. Yeah, but I'm switching it.
Like Jordan coaching the Bulls would be fascinating. Not as fascinating as Rodman coaching the Bulls.
Yeah. See,
but you want to see if the best guys can pass that legacy on.
Or like for the Bulls,
or they have to have been on a team that won a championships or a conference finals.
Yeah, but for the Bulls, you could also put like Luke Longley on there.
If I never I remember people being like, "I'm really sad there wasn't more Luck Longley in the Last Dance." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm tuning in for."
Like fucking Bill Cartwright coaching, just like that'd be fun. B.J. Armstrong,
I guess. You wouldn't love to see KG coaching, just straight up coaching. Kevin Garnett.
I would take.
Cussing
I
his
would
mind
totally
out,
take Garnett.
And Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, because he's.
Why are you the way that you are?
I would take Garnett in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Imagine this new Splash Brothers era if you had C. Weber just making the worst choices.
In Golden State. That's why I said Sprewell coaching him. Yeah. It's like Sprewell and Nick Van Exel coaching the Warriors.
But you bring Baron Davis back.
Oh.
And he's just like, training?
Gilbert Arenas coaching the Wizards.
Oh, my God.
I'm all in.
Dude, Agent
He's got
Zero.
guns on the bench.
I wonder if they'd be number 1 with a bullet.
Sold out arenas, you can suck my penis. Gilbert Arenas, guns on deck. That's a 2 Chainz line.
That's a 2 Chainz line.
Gilbert Arenas, guns on deck.
Be cool. Shaq has to come back and coach Orlando.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Shaq, yeah, but like if I'm going to Orlando, I'm probably going to go like Scott Skiles or something.
God. He already coached. Well, what about Penny? Penny's coaching.
Did Skiles coach somewhere?
Yeah.
Penny's not a bad coach, though. He's not in Memphis. Yeah,
and you got Lil Penny. See, we need people that had good marketing from the 90s.
Lil Penny.
Lil Penny.
Yeah, I'd be way into that. Okay, I'm for it.
I think it's a cool idea.
Now you've swayed me. I'm for it.
I'm for it.
You've swayed me.
We don't care about what coaches are doing or what. Like, I don't want to see them on the sideline.
Nobody watches the game and is like, I can't wait to watch Steve Kerr pace back and forth.
Yeah. Or Greg Popovich try to be funny.
I love Pop. I love Pop.
I like the theory of him, but that shit's like 10 years too old.
Pop's got the funniest like sideline interview of all time. That one when he was like,
I know
he was like, the reporter was like, he's like, Patty Mills is having a really good year this year. Like, why didn't he get many minutes last year? And he goes, because he was a little fat ass. And just like walked off the court. It's the greatest fucking interview of all time. A little
You're killing a little fat ass. Just the balls to say that to your player. I missed that. But I think you'd get more of that. Yeah,
he said it at halftime.
I think you'd get more of that. And Patty's just in the corner. I was.
I wonder if he walked in, after that he walks in the locker room to give the speech and Patty Mills just staring at him like, I heard what you said.
Or it's like they're going, let's have a good second half. Patty, can I have your ear for 1 second? Now you're going to hear some things. Yeah. Remember, hashtag fake news.
All right. So we're both for the legend coaches.
Yeah, legend coaches, dude. Amazing.
El Jefe Blanco, long-time listener, long-time caller, wants to know if we're for or against lottery tickets.
I mean, I guess I feel like I should be against, because I feel like it's a bad thing for a lot of people.
It is a waste of money.
Sure. Like, we do it every Christmas. We go to my dad's house, and he buys a shitload of lottery tickets.
Yeah.
And, this year, he bought so many lottery tickets, and I think we walked out with, $20. And I was like, is that worth the, hundreds of dollars for, 30 minutes of family scratching?
Scratching, baby. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think lottery tickets, I just feel bad. I feel bad. It's predatory.
I'm golden for it.
You're golden everything take. What now? You're telling me it wouldn't just be better if people had better gambling? It's like the lamest version
but that's
of gambling.
Well, I agree that
it's the lamest version.
But it's gambling and I love gambling. And
sure.
I love the hypotheticals.
Well, this is the other thing. I feel like they've gotten to the point now I never know what the fuck I'm looking for.
Here's the thing. So Mega Millions last night was $870 million.
Yeah.
So me and the guy that I fucking my buddy, we just bought 5 apiece, $10 a piece. And we're like, check this out. If this fucking hits at 11 o'clock, Chucky that owns the bar was like, we're burning his bar down. But we're not gonna tell him first that we won the lottery. We're just gonna burn his bar down and start pissing on the ashes. And he's gonna be like, what? No. And they'll be like, oh, I'm just kidding. Here's here's $20 million. You know what I mean?
And they're like, oh, wait, they only dole that shit out once every month?
Oh, fuck. That's why I'm for it, because I want to do, that one chance. That one shining moment.
Now, this is an interesting pitch, right? So you're saying, because I've known people who've, had serious problems with this shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
But
if you got a gambling problem, that's on you.
I mean, I agree, but I think that's I
have a gambling problem, but I pay my bills first.
I mean, but I think we're learning with a lot of these things that there's a neurological component.
Oh, 100%.
And you can't just willpower yourself out of being an opioid addict, right?
Yeah.
And I think gambling's a lot like that. You can't just be like, well, I'll be a better person today and not buy $50 in scratchers because little Timmy needs diapers, right?
Yeah.
There's sad fucking story. And I think the win percentage is just, I feel like if you go to a casino, you're getting a lot of extra stuff with that money, right?
Noises, yeah.
Yeah, they're taking your money, but there's, some tits and ass flashing around.
Yeah.
There's some Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines albums playing. You're like, this is pretty fun.
Ooh, is that Chris Gaines? All right.
You're paying
I will double down. I will double down.
Put on my gambling soul patch. Yeah, you're paying for an experience, right? And that's great. I'm all for that, right? Sports betting's the same thing. I get more out of watching a game. Because this was probably the least interested I've been in a weekend of football in a long time, I felt like.
Yeah.
After my Steelers just got clubbed to death like a baby seal, I was just like, I'm pretty done with this fucking year.
Yeah.
And so, but I gambled a lot on it.
Yeah.
And that made it all fun, right? So I got extra fun time with my brother because we're gambling.
Yeah.
I feel like lottery tickets are just the sad stepchild, right? Where it's I'm just going to buy these and go to my car and scratch them in misery. But if you're telling me your idea of the thought of winning big and then committing crimes and shit,
well, yeah,
that seems really
well. It's
cool.
like that thing where people are like, if I win the lottery, I'm going to keep working.
Whoa.
And I'm like, well, no, I'm not. If I win the lottery, I'm not going to quit my job either. I'm going to get fucking fired.
Also,
and it's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be on the news. It's not going to be a normal fire. It's like that one dude that won the lottery, and the first thing he did is he bought a fucking Mack truck full of cow shit and dumped it on his boss's lawn. You remember that? A year or two ago? Yeah, it was a year or two ago. Yeah. And he got arrested for it, and his mugshot, he was just fucking smiling bigger than shit. And it was yeah, dude, that's the kind of that's what I want to do.
Now, I am very on the side of things like that.
Yeah.
Love that. But I don't know. I think there's also, I think it's funny too. Like, I would keep my job and keep it. I'm like, well, I feel like most of the people I know that do
But,
scratchers,
like,
you're not like having the job of your
No,
dreams.
I don't care about scratchers. But where else are you just gonna like one day run into $870 million? You know what I mean? If not for
Yeah.
the lottery.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, it's not that you're gonna. You
the
can
thing
find a
is, you're-
$20 bill in a parking lot, but you're not just gonna find. Even if you found a briefcase of money, it's not gonna be $870 million.
that'd be a big ass briefcase.
Yeah, it's gonna be 9 briefcases and a dump truck.
Dude, I don't even know what I would do with that kind of money. I think it's just like
I do.
also like I don't. God, I'm not like a money person. I
Yeah.
don't know like how.
And
all
here's
this works,
here's some
but,
other
like,
things that I would like. Here's the thing. So like, if I won $870 million right now,
like what now, but like 50 or 60% of that's gone off.
yeah,
top,
probably
right?
about 40. Yeah.
Okay,
But okay,
you're down to 400.
I'm pocketing about 500 mil. Oh no! You know,
Oh fuck!
first thing I'm doing, I'm gonna skin off probably like $1 million to like 50 people. Like
Really?
I'm talking like family and friends.
Wow.
You know.
Am I on the list?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Ah, now I'm 4
But
pictures.
I'm also gonna skin off like at my favorite bar that I go to. I'm gonna skin off like $1 million to like the 4 or 5 people that I hate the most at that bar, and I'm gonna be like, "Here's your $1 million. If you ever see me, do not fucking approach me. Don't talk to me." You know what I'm talking about? Like the people at the bar, they like just come, they just
Do
feel like they have to
not.
talk to you every time they see you, and like,
well, you're a bartender,
Yeah,
so like
you don't
the
like-
dealing with regulars that you
yeah.
don't like.
So I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna pay a couple of my enemies to just fucking, not really enemies, just people I don't really care for,
That's kind of super progressive
and just
cool.
like stay away.
I'm gonna pay to make my enemies' lives better
Because
so
I
they
can
won't
afford
ruin my
that
life.
comfort at that point. in my
Wow!
life, you
Instead
know
of
what
just being like,
I'm paying for comfort here.
I'll pay someone to kill them for way less.
Yes.
I'm gonna give them a life raft to a better life
Yes.
that's far, far away from me.
100%.
Dude, I kind of love everything you're saying
Yeah.
right now. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I always say, like, what would be my $1 million fantasy? I think the one thing I would do is I would buy all my neighbors' houses,
Yeah.
and then each house would just be like a new fun zone for
Yeah.
me. So like I would have no direct neighbors, right? No one that like when I walk out in the morning, I just want to be in my underwear and sip coffee and taking my morning constitutional breath. No one will visibly be in my line of sight.
Yeah.
That would be like probably my biggest.
Well,
big
yeah,
money
and see,
dream.
like my closest friends, like my mom, my brothers and stuff, I'd probably give them like 10 million.
You're hooked up.
You know what I mean? And like my closest
Yeah.
friends, like you got, like you know, my crew, probably like 10 million too. But with my friends, though, the stipulation is this: it's like here's 10 million. I know you're fucking married, but whenever I want to go do some crazy shit, like you have to say yes.
That's not where I thought you were going.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're married.
Like if
But
I
now
call
she's
you, and be
married
like,
to me
hey,
now,
Josh,
too.
I got the fucking suite of the Bellagio, and
Yeah.
my guy came through.
Yeah.
Tell Amy we'll be back in 3 days.
If you give me $10 million, I will be your guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You'll say, hey, I just want to hang out for any reason.
Yeah.
And I will show up like
That's what I'm saying.
the
I'm like,
fucking
hey,
doctor
Amy,
and-
sorry I got Josh this weekend, or I'm taking the 10 million back.
Oh, I'm sure Amy'd be like, don't worry,
I would hold it over your guys' heads the whole time.
I have
Like,
3 pool boys to keep me company. Have him.
Like,
She'd
Kevin,
be
we're
fine.
going to the fucking strip club this week. He's like, I really can't. Me and Jen have something planned. I'd be like, well, give me that 10 back then, bud.
Go ahead and foreclose on your house. It's over. No, that is the easiest
If
deal.
I get lonely, you guys have to be. That's what I'm paying you for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've committed crimes with you for free before. I would for $10 million. Are
That's
you
also
kidding me?
true. That's
Like,
also
I
true.
would absolutely. That's the best deal of all. I think what I like most about your idea is this is really well thought out.
Oh, yeah.
Because most people are just like, I'll buy something.
Yeah.
You're like increasing the joy of all these people around you.
I'm
in the way that increases your life. That's way smarter than
I'm
I've ever
padding
heard
the
this
whole
fantasy.
comfort around my entire world.
Yeah, because I always like, I'll buy a super yacht.
Yeah, you can go and buy a yacht. And I'll probably do that.
I'll get to that.
But,
Yeah.
I'm going to set up my world first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I could just like not ever have bills again, you're like, our lives are so cushy
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You're like, I can just wake up and just be like, you know what? I do just want to watch Netflix all day.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And and that's the thing too. Like, I'll pay like certain people like $1 million. Like, here's $1 million. You're not the right person, but you can never talk about politics around me again. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I would do that. I would give somebody. I'd be like, I don't care.
Well, I think once you have enough money,
Well,
you just
you
don't
know.
care about politics anyways.
Oh, I guess you're the 1% now. I'm like, nope, give me the $1 million back.
You'd be like, yes, I am.
Yes,
Fuck
I
you.
am. And give me that $1 million back.
Yeah.
You signed an NDA, you motherfucker. Let's go.
If someone would pay me right now
Yeah.
$1 million to never talk about politics, I would take that
Yeah.
money and be stoked.
And I would make the most outrageous movies of all time. Like you and I would set up a fucking movie studio, and everything's green.
That's my dream.
Everything's greenlit.
Yeah.
Everything.
Wild shit though.
And then in 2 years we'll be like, well, why are you broke? Like, well, our fucking Kent Murphy dinosaur movie didn't take off. You know, it didn't take off. We pumped $200 million in that thing. I don't know.
Movies are not a great business right now.
There's a lot of explosions. It was really fun.
We did a VHS release. We didn't think about streaming.
We
were also partying a lot.
I'd hire Spielberg to do the Kent Murphy movie. I'd be like, Spielberg, we're doing the Kent Murphy movie. Here's $50 million. Just fucking make it happen, pal.
That's what I'd do. I'd hire 5 directors, right? So like Spike Lee, Spielberg, and then I'd get like Darren Aronofsky, right? Like I'd get some like weird experimental guy. I'd get a foreign guy, Lars von Trier. You know what I mean? And then I would go to Asia.
Werner Herzog.
Yeah, and I'd just be like, I want like the total scope of the human perspective on what they think Kent Murphy is. It would be so cathartic. Like, what do you guys make of this character?
I want it so bad. God, I gotta go buy the lottery. I need this to happen.
When Kent Murphy trots around the bases, what is happening in his human?
What is happening in his human mind?
Is Kent Murphy hitting the ball that far, or is he putting himself out of human reach? Who will ever know? Like I would watch that like a 4-hour documentary about Kent Murphy. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
That
all day.
I'll say this because you totally swayed me because I have never liked the lottery system and shit.
Yeah.
But you have such an interesting version of spending your money. I'm actually like flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Like I've always just heard like, what shit would you buy?
Yeah.
But yours is so next level.
Oh, I'm having fun, bro.
Yeah, yours is next level that now I want you to win it.
Yeah.
Not just so I can get $10 million and do drugs with you all the time. But like, because I think that's a really good use of money.
Yeah.
I'm really for it.
I agree.
Yeah. You
4.
swayed me. I'm 4
Golden
now.
4, baby.
All right, let me see. I saved a comment from YouTube, right? Listener Andrew Boucher, or Boucher. I think it's Boucher, right?
Yeah.
So Andrew, who we've done before, right? He always has good questions. He
Good
says,
guy.
for or against people who wear Metallica shirts but don't listen to or know any of their songs. Same with like Megadeth, any of those bands.
I'm kind of torn because I'm kind of for it.
Yeah.
Because like Metallica sucks and nobody should really have to know any of their
Dude,
songs.
what?
So I'm into that. Yeah.
This is another one of those music things we're going to have to fight about.
Metallica's awful. Let's just say that.
First off, scientifically verifiable, Metallica kicks ass.
It's not, no.
Yeah.
It's not science.
It is.
No.
Metallica is a great band. Have they had some duds? Sure.
A lot.
So has...
Way more duds.
What? So what? Star Wars is more duds than anything,
Lars
and that's like the
Lars
biggest
is
movie
just
for
like
me.
the biggest piece of trash
Lars is...
that's ever walked the planet.
Yeah, Lars is not great.
Yeah.
Like, Lars is not
Fuck
great.
that guy.
I've been relearning drums this year. That's one of my New Year's things.
Yeah.
I've like had this drum set since high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to reteach myself. And I started, I'm like, this is rough. Like, I haven't played it forever.
I'm
right?
horrible at drums.
Yeah. And so it took me a while, but after like a month, you're like, all right, I'm back. And the things they have to like learn music now are insane. So I'm learning really fast. And the other night, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try to play along with this Metallica jam, right? Sad but true.
Yeah.
And when you watch the way that guy like writes drum, it's like almost specifically made to be wrong. Like he always is hitting at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's so bad. So I agree with you on Lars. But Metallica verifiably kicks ass. They were changing the game. They owned an era.
What? Change what game?
Dude, they brought actual real metal to the fore. They fucking helped show that you don't have to do the hair metal.
They were like low rent metal.
No, first off, they were real true metal.
No.
They started putting the nail in the coffin of hair metal right as the time Nirvana was doing it too, right? Like they were the underground.
Yeah.
And when they hit the Black Album, I think that was equally as
They just
responsible
wrote
as Nevermind.
stupid songs.
They're not.
Exit light, internet.
I mean, that's science. That's how it works.
Stupid.
How does night come? Light has to exit.
It's just cheesy.
Yeah.
It's just
I know
cheesy.
it's not the same as I walked along a watchtower. Feel my words. Like, I mean, they can't all be beggars from lyrical geniuses. It's a feeling. It's a vibe. I think back to the shirt thing, though. I'm for, because it happens a lot on Instagram where like Kylie Jenner will wear like a Megadeth shirt. Like, you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
And, like, more people now know who Megadeth is because of what's under that shirt.
That's actually a really good reason to be for it.
Yeah. For what's under that shirt than any of their albums they've ever made.
Well, it's like, if the rule is you can't do that if you know anything about it, then like nobody can wear Affliction shirts. Because I guarantee if you went up, if you asked 100 of those douche guys that wore Affliction shirts, 99 of them couldn't even tell you what Affliction means.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's no way in that little fucking empty head of theirs that thought is bouncing around that they know what Affliction means.
They're like, I don't have time to be cramming dictionary.
Hey, Ed Hardy, we get it. Yeah, we get it.
Do you actually even have a tiger
We get it.
tattoo?
You could have been an MMA fighter if it wouldn't have been for like your whole life. We get it.
Every decision you made.
Yeah, we get it.
And lack of talent. Yeah. No. I am afflicted. I once swallowed 4 sequins when I pulled this thing out of the laundry. I know pain and hardship. No, to me, I think of it anytime that, because let's say you're like I'm a Metallica fan, right?
Yeah.
Nothing about Metallica getting more people to see their name and potentially listen to their music.
Yeah.
Is ever a bad thing to me.
Yeah.
I'm for, except for Napster, obviously. Other than those criminals. But yeah, I'm for it. Like, if young people want to wear it because it looks cool, right? That adds to the mythology of your band.
Yeah.
Right? Having cool shirts is a big deal. Like,
I agree. I love
concert
t-shirts.
ritual. I always go to the t-shirt thing first.
Sure.
I have very specific parameters of concert shirts I buy.
Yeah.
I'm for it, man. I want more people. I want Kylie Jenner wearing a Rush shirt. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Rush to burn it. You know what I mean?
How dare
No, you know what I just thought, though?
God, could you imagine just like banging Kylie Jenner to the entire 2112 album? That might be what I do in my lottery.
I would do that, but I wouldn't enjoy the album.
You'd be like, God, it's so hard.
Like, can we just get this over with so I don't have to listen to this anymore?
You know what's
If you're
so
trying
funny?
to rush sex with,
The way you said that, mine was the exact opposite. You're like, I'm not really that into Kylie Jenner, but man, 2112 kicks ass. Like, that was mine.
Well, you know what I just thought is like, so you and I have spent a lot of time on the road together.
A lot.
Like a lot. We've driven a lot of places together and traveled a lot together. And it's kind of impressive because like we have way different tastes in music and we've never like clashed. We've never like fought about it. Although we listen to podcasts a lot.
We love listening to podcasts. Yeah, I think we do a lot of joking.
Like 3 of your favorite bands, Metallica, Rush, and Kiss, are like literally the 3 bands that I hate the most in the world. Besides you two.
If you actually knew what I like really listen to,
and you hate Bob Dylan, and
you would despise my music. Because like my new thing is I'm just like on Nordic like folk metal and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
You and the guys that play it, like that's who's listening to that right now.
Oh, exactly. They're just like, it's like my brothers, my wife's, and Zach Griffey guys.
Zach Griffey.
Yeah. Just these giant Vikings.
Oh, he likes our music.
Oh, we've made it to America. One likes the Beatles. I don't know why they became German comedy soldiers, but I don't know accents. But yeah, I think this is the thing. There's like a huge percentage of music, right? If you ask most people, I think most people like I've never met anyone that's like, Queen sucks.
No, because they don't. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're a good band, right?
Yeah.
They're just
they're
like,
rock and roll.
So I think you can get away listening to music with people where like most stuff is like we 100%. All kind of agree.
Yeah.
Right, and then we all have our weird extra things. Like, you not liking Rush is just the saddest.
Yeah, it goes like...
even as a guy who plays guitar, you should understand the intricacy in the craft.
Here's the thing. I respect them as musicians. They're all 3 top-notch musicians.
Yeah.
Their music just sucks. It's just not good.
It's
like audibly not pleasing.
No, you're just not into you're not into like expanding your world and things like that.
And I don't care about songs about Tom Sawyer and shit like that.
You don't care about literary icon Tom Sawyer?
No, not really.
You live on the lighted stage. That should matter to you, right?
No,
like
not
that's
really.
your life.
No.
I think you're into their more like they're kind of second wave, right? Like when they hit like a Far Cry, like that's a song that would speak to the Nick Hall kind of
I
mind.
doubt it.
Yeah, see, some of us were a little more elevated.
Well, I guess.
When I light witch candles and shit, I'm listening to 2112. As I bang Lizzo, that's who I'd really like. Me and Lizzo wrestling, like actual like pro wrestling singlet.
See,
wrestling.
I can get behind Lizzo. I love Lizzo.
She's great.
Love her.
She's
you know
great.
who I've been listening to a bunch lately?
Who?
Megan Thee Stallion.
She's awesome.
Dude, she bangs, dude.
She fucking rules.
She's
such a good rapper.
She really is like a really good rapper.
I'm 100% with you.
Yeah, dude.
Because I got in on the actually right now we have the WAP
that
candle.
one song is
burning.
like, I'm a hot girl. I do hot shit. Like, I've been banging that thing in my fucking car, dude.
She not only is such a good rapper, but she's a mood.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want Meg the Stallion energy for 2021.
For real, dude.
You're so abused.
I promise I'm going to have a hot girl summer this year.
Oh,
I promise I am.
I've started. I exercised this morning, and it made me almost throw up my chorizo breakfast. So I'm fucking ready. But see, you don't have to be a hot girl. It's a mindset. But this is the thing, like...
No, but that's like her thing, hot girl summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm a super huge Lady Gaga fan.
Gaga. I'm not a big Gaga.
I almost bought a Lady Gaga shirt once, but then I'm like, I don't want all my, like, metalhead friends giving me shit about it.
Yeah.
And I think that sucks.
But I think that's kind of metal.
I think so too. I think she's a fucking pure.
I don't really like Gaga, but like,
she's awesome.
If you're wearing a Gaga shirt, I feel like you got some confidence.
I know.
I feel like that's pretty metal.
Well, confidence is not one of my highest metrics. But I to this day I'm like, I will have that shirt eventually.
Yeah.
Once I hit my weight loss goal and I shave my beard off and wear my
like I never really listened to them, but I'd wear like a Lemmy shirt.
A who?
A Lemmy.
Oh, from Motorhead.
Motorhead.
Yeah.
I never really listened to, but I wear only because of the movie Airheads.
And also, Motorhead's like a universe. Like, everyone knows that shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's badass.
Yeah.
That means badass.
But I'd wear like a shirt with just like Lemmy's face on it. Hey, well, because it was like those chops were badass anyway.
He was a bad.
But only because like I don't even really know anything about Motorhead, but I know that like in Airheads,
he
was like, who would win in a battle, God or Lemmy? And he goes, trick question. Lemmy is God.
Yeah, exactly right. He really was. He just was at the Rainbow Room drinking so much whiskey, they used to get his mail for him. He would just have his mail sent to the Rainbow Room.
That's fucking amazing.
That's rock star shit.
Yeah, that is.
But like, the weird thing too is I think people only do this with metal music.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I had worn the Gaga shirt, my metalhead friends would make fun of me. But probably not, because I think they all secretly know she was amazing too. But like, no one gets mad. It's like, you know, if some guy's wearing like nice Foo Fighters shirt.
Yeah.
Because Foo Fighters are like Diet Coke. It's just like,
I've never been. I love Dave Grohl, but I'm not a huge Foo Fighters fan.
I love Dave Grohl too.
I enjoy some of their stuff, but
I mean, if you've heard,
I'm a Dave
Foo
Grohl
Fighters
fan.
Song,
I'm a Dave Grohl fan.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great ambassador for better musicians.
I saw a great story the other day with him, and he was talking about they hosted or they were the music guests on SNL when Christopher Walken opened, and I guess Walken walked over to him and was like, he's like, "Hey guys," and he was like, "Is the emphasis on Foo or Fighters?" And Dave Grohl was like, he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity." He's like, "It's on Fighters." He goes, so fucking Walken walks out and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters." And I was like, dude, that's such a great story. Such a great story. Dave Grohl did like a really good Walken impression too.
Oh man, his Lemmy stories are great.
Oh yeah,
because he said he knew he was like a real, like he was leading like his dream life.
Yeah,
was when he had Lemmy backstage at one of his shows, and his daughter came backstage, and he's like, "Lemmy put his cigarette out because my daughter walked in the room."
Oh.
And so he's like one of the all-time metal.
It's a true
gods.
rock star.
Yeah, like was generous with my kid, and he's like, it almost made him cry backstage. I love that shit. Then I read a quote the other day. Dave Grohl's like, "I don't know the chords to Everlong. I just put my fingers there and made a song." And I was like, "Fuck you." Like, that's bullshit.
He might have.
Dave Grohl doesn't know chords.
I do that sometimes with guitar. I don't know how to read music.
But you've been playing music.
I've been playing guitar for like 20-some years.
Yeah, and so you know the chords, whether you know what their numbers are, letters.
Like, I don't know what they're called.
But you know where
I know like the basics, but I can't read music. I don't know.
That Dave Grohl's
I don't know
just
music
like,
theory at all.
That's a Rush song. That's 2112, right? The guy finds the like lost guitar in the cave, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Ding,
oh no, like I had to
like,
practice. I didn't like just pick it up and it was good. I'm still not like real good. I'm
but
pretty
that's
good.
Like Dave Grohl, you're already a rock
I'm good
star.
enough that
You don't
I've
have
been
to lie
laid
to
from
us.
it a few times.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like that's how good I am at guitar.
We one time performed a live musical act together. and it was horrendous.
Oh yeah, at
Yeah.
fucking Ball State. Yeah.
We went like full drum set, and you're like way too loud. I couldn't hear you guys. So
And
it
I
was all
sucked
off.
at guitar. That was like,
Yeah,
I was only like,
we did.
I was pretty noob.
It was like a talent show or something. We did a cover of Hey Ya.
Yeah, we sure did. We sure did. We sure did.
Oh,
I still owned the stage though, so it was fine.
yeah.
I kept the crowd at ease. I was like, it's okay.
And I just made their ears bleed. So it was like this tiny room with like, I don't know why we didn't. Like every stoner had a bongo. I don't know why we didn't
Yeah.
do that. But
All right, so we're both for it.
super for.
right.
Always wear the shirt, man.
For
If you
it!
like a shirt, wear it.
All right, so recap here. Super teams. I'm golden against.
For.
What
Big
was your
time
first
for.
one?
Legendary coaches.
Yeah.
The legendary players coaching the team they
For
were looking
it.
for. For.
Lottery tickets, golden for.
For it. You swayed me.
Yeah, and wearing T-shirts of bands even if you don't know the songs.
For it.
For it.
That gives money to the band.
Yeah, bro. All right, guys.
The love.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Go to CoachKentMurphy.com/shop. Bye.
Bye.